a tweet that was put out by Chris Webber, and it said something to the effect of sometimes you got to be okay with clarity because you may never get closure in something. And that's a topic that I've discussed for years. There are a few people who know me from years back where I've actually done shows, interviews, and radio shows talking about closure and clarity. Hi, Megan. Hi, Odell. I see you guys coming on here. And when it comes to the whole idea of closure, I just want to come because I hear this a lot as a therapist. I hear people coming to me and they're talking about, be it a relationship, or it could be an intimate relationship or family relationship where something happened and they didn't quite understand why it happened. And, the common consensus that you'll usually hear is people saying, I need closure to understand. And, my saying is there's no such thing as closure, unless you're a zip. Only thing you're going to get closure from is zipping up something that's going to close. If I want to close my vest I got on right now, I can zip it up. But this whole ideal of believing and wanting and waiting for closure to understand why something unsavory happened to you, or why, some relationship ended, or why someone took some action that hurt you, you have to get rid of that ideal because it keeps you stuck. It keeps you stuck where you are. Closure may never come. And we're even in a time, if I had to apply it to the situation we're in now, with what's going on with COVID-19 and the whole world kind of coming to a halt, a lot of people are feeling just this sense of just despair, not having closure when they've lost a loved one, a friend, an associate, and not being able to kind of say their final goodbyes. And, if we hang on to this whole ideal of closure, it will haunt us forever. We have to seek clarity, and understanding. And my job, my calling in life is just to help people understand the whys behind things. And the whys don't mean it's okay. It doesn't mean we should be okay with it. It doesn't mean we have to be happy with it. But the whys will help us get rid of this need for closure that is just, I don't even know where it evolved from. Like everything is going to be all neatly explained and wrapped up and then we can go on. So we need to get rid of that whole ideal, because if we wait for that, we'll never move forward. We'll be stuck forever. So sometimes you just have to understand the whys of things, and you have to gain clarity. And that clarity may have to come just from your own exploration, not the person that you feel wronged you or did you wrong. You have to find clarity and trust in the whole ideal that divine order is at play, even things that we don't want happening to us. I know personally, I can look back at relationships that ended, jobs that ended, even places that I used to live that I love that, for one reason or another that I had to walk away from. And looking back, in that moment, you feel angry, you want to understand, you need to know the whys. But if you look back, as I do, things make sense and you realize that divine order was at play. So sometimes it's not about closure. It's about just gaining clarity, understanding, and trying to explore what the potential whys may be. Even in this situation we're in now, even with all the grief that we have around us, the uncertainty, there's a lot of silver linings and blessings in this, myself included. I'm having time with my children that for 28 years as a mother, I haven't been privy to, because I've always been, on the go, working 5 to 7 days a week, managing so many different responsibilities. So the opportunity to be still, to connect with my children who are all just pretty much adults now and will be out of the home, I'm treasuring that. Even in and amongst my grief, I'm treasuring that. So we have to be able to look for things that can comfort us in times of uncertainty. And that's one thing that comforts me, certainly. And just if you follow me and you know what I do, I try to just help people figure things out for themselves. I try to help you and provide you with tools that'll help you understand the whys, make sense of things that don't make sense. Last week on my Patreon account, we did compatibility in relationships, and to help people understand, why there are certain relationships that didn't work out or the communication was wrong. It doesn't make anybody a bad person. We just have to understand that there's different makeups for everybody. And tonight I'm doing my session on numerology, because that's a science. If you've ever followed it, trust me, guys, I have, 12 years of education, or I say 10 years post high school education. And so I understand the scientific reasons behind things. I also understand, that there's spiritual, metaphysical, religious. There's so many different explanations that we can have to explain something. So many roads that we can take to get to an understanding of what it is that may, boggle us. If someone told you, for instance, go take a drive out to Somerset Mall right now, think about it. There's so many different routes you can take. You can take Woodward, you can take 75, you can take 94, you could take I could go on and on. But the bottom line is you'll get to the same destination. So what I want to offer you guys is just different perspectives on things that'll just help you understand life better. So I invite you all, if you haven't, join my Patreon page. Join me tonight as I discuss the numerology for the month of April. Even if you've subscribed to the $10 tier, you have access to all the different classes and talks, because that's my gift to everyone. I want everyone to be able to take advantage of the information that typically my coaching clients or people who come to my retreats or my patients have been privy to. And since we're in this time of social distancing, I'm so blessed. That's another blessing, that we have this virtual platform that we can come on and connect. We collectively are in this together, and there's some comfort to this communal experience that we're having. Typically when people are in a state of grief, they're grieving alone. And what I mean by that is, there's like not a sense of community. You feel like you're in this grief bubble and no one understands what you're going through. But where we all are now, we're in this together. We're in this together. And as weird as it sounds, there's some type of communal comfort to that, in us understanding and going through this together collectively. So invite your friends. Join me tonight. Join me on my Patreon. I'm just there. I come on. Sometimes I'm coming on cooking and talking and just sharing all types of reflections and things of that sort. I'm moving a lot of what I do here on this social media site to that exclusive Patreon platform. So I invite you guys to join me, and let's go on this ride together. Let's just try to make sense of things, make sense of life. Because there is order out here. We just have to seek it, and I want to help you guys do that. So have a great day. I'm going to head back because I have a session in a few minutes, but thank you all for joining me. Share this video. And join me tonight, patreon.com. I'll put the link on this here, Bloom with Dr. Rose, patreon.com/Bloom with Dr. Rose. Yes. Hey, Jaquita. I know it's difficult. I know you've had loss as well. So many of us have had loss, but we're going to get through this. We're going to get through it together, and we're going to be well. And I'll end it by just showing you guys there are a lot of fishermen out here, and I'm a nature girl. So it's just a beautiful day out here in Detroit. Even with everything that we are facing, everything that, all the uncertainty of when things get back to some type of new normal, we can still tap into and appreciate the beauty that exists all around us. And I hope you guys do the same. So again, thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys tonight at 8. Patreon. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.